Let's talk about Ethiopia, where the government of Abiy Ahmed has admitted that rape is being used as a tool of war in the ongoing Tigray conflict. Let that sink in. Ethiopia's own federal forces are guilty of this heinous crime, rape, as a tool of war. It's shocking but not surprising. From the Taliban in Afghanistan to the Boko Haram insurgency in Nigeria to the persecution of Uyghur women in China, rape and sexual violence has been used in every conflict, both by terrorists and governments. Here's a report.
Situated in the Horn of Africa is Ethiopia, a landlocked country of about 114 million inhabitants. Since November 2020, the Tigray region in the country's north has been embroiled in an armed conflict. A war between the Tigray People's Liberation Front and forces supporting Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. In January this year, the United Nations revealed that it had received disturbing reports about the rampant use of sexual violence in the conflict. This included reports of individuals being forced to rape members of their own family.
Well, we're seeing what some people have termed as a bold move by the government to admit that indeed sexual abuse was done in the northern region, where we know the government has had a military operation since November of last year. Well, this is something that was flagged up by some international agencies and some local citizens, but we never really saw the government coming out to admit. So this admission is the fact that, for some people say it's a good thing, because then that means the government really sees how grave the situation is, and it might really help the people or the victims of sexual abuse, because now the government then is moving in to offer mental support and asking for more help internationally and locally to be able to give mental support, physical support to those who have been affected. Well, it is a bit sad, and very sad actually, for those who have been affected, and it kind of opens up a different kind of wound where people are looking beyond the military operation and saying that targeting the women and female gender on the other side of the northern region is really unfortunate.
The Ethiopian government has now admitted to this grim reality. Rape is indeed being used as a tactic of war in Ethiopia. Scores of women have been raped since the conflict began. The state-appointed Ethiopian Rights Commission says that 108 rapes have taken place in the last 2 months alone. Many others have gone unreported. Victims have identified their abusers as both federal forces and the liberation troops. Most of them say that they were offered a harrowing choice by their tormentors: be raped or be killed. According to the commission, medical centers have indicated an increase in the demand for emergency contraception and testing for sexually transmitted infections. The revelations may be appalling, but they are not surprising. From the Taliban in Afghanistan to ISIS in Iraq and Boko Haram in Nigeria, rape has been used as a weapon of war by insurgents and terror groups across the world. In some cases, even governments employ this brutal weapon. Case in point, China, where Uyghur women have been subjected to years of state-sponsored rape. The victims and eyewitnesses have now started sharing their ordeal with the world.
Here, the Uyghur women are raped by one or more masked Chinese men. These are statements from detainees, the ones who managed to escape from China. They're the ones telling the story.
In Africa, women suffer at the hands of those who come in the garb of saviors and aid givers. In 2020, Human Rights Watch issued a report. UN peacekeeping forces were accused of raping women and children in the Central African Republic. And now, Ethiopia admits that federal forces raped women in Tigray, that they used sexual violence as an act of war. A conflict affects a whole population, but rape is a weapon wielded exclusively against women, the trauma of which only they must suffer. What has happened in Ethiopia should serve as a wake-up call for the rest of the world. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.